Um, Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to solve week 3 individual assignment. So far so good. We are moving fast forward. So this is week 3 assignments, and you see week 3 assignment is not that big much questions. It's only 8 questions. So we are going to start by the first question that says customize the table in eHealth datasheet. So this is eHealth datasheet, and if we want to customize the table as usual, we are going to start by saying 1, 2, so that we assign the serial number, then we customize our header. We customize our header, maybe we change it to Times New Roman, we bold it, maybe we can color it. Also, let's color it like this. Then let's border all the tables. Okay, so you see we bordered all the table. Now let's change them to Times New Roman. So I think so far we've customized our tables. So if you do it like this, we are good to go. So the next question is saying categorize each patient into newborns and older children, where any patient ID that starts with 11 is newborn and those that start with 12 and 13 are older children. So these are the IDs. So now we are going to categorize them into newborns and older children. Let's say category. So we will say is equals to, if, then I will say left. You understand? Oh, let me just start with the left so that everybody will understand what I mean. So if I said left, then I will just pick up this, then I will say comma, then I will just pick up the 2. So you see my output is 11 now. You understand? So now if this output is equals to 11, I will say it is newborn. So I will just say if this left blah blah is equals to 11, like this, then I would just say newborn. Then otherwise is what? Is that 13. I can also decide to say if, then I will say and. Okay, I will say O, not and. I will say O. Then I will say left this, comma 2 is equals to 12, comma. I will also say left again. Then I will do the same thing. 2, then I will say is equals to older children. So I hope you all understand this. If this left comma 2 is equals to 12, or this comma 2 is equals to is equals to 13. Let me delete this. Is equals to 13. So I said if O. So if this is true, that is the first one. That is if this one is equals to 12 or this one is equals to 13. So I will close my O now. Then I will say what happened if any of this is true. I will say it's just show me what? Older children. I hope you understand this. Then I will close my bracket like this. So you see I'm having newborns, 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 newborns. So maybe I will have older children where there is 13. Whenever we have 12, I just want us to have any 12 or 13. Let me just filter, though we haven't treated filter, let me just filter it so that we can see. You see, we only have newborns and the older children. So these are our older children. Anything that starts with 13 or 12 is just an older children. So if you don't, if you are done, if you do it this way, you are good to go and you pass this question. So the next question is said categorize each patient based on the hospital, where patient ID with 13 is equals to specialist hospital, patient ID with 12 is FMC, and the patient ID with 11 is general hospital. So we are collecting samples from the 3 different hospitals. Anybody that starts with 11 is this. Anybody that starts with 12 is that, and what have you. Let me just say hospital name. So I will just select the hospital name. Let me shift, sorry. Let me shift this. So I will just say hospital name. So I will also say if, then I will say left this comma 2. Then I will close my bracket and I will say if this is equals to 11, comma, then I will say general hospital. Then I will close. I will say also if, then I will say left. You see, I'm passing the function inside another function. 2 is equals to 12, comma, FMC. If left this comma 2 is equals to, then we close our brackets. So you see, if it is 11, we know it is general hospital. If it is 12, we know it is this. So even this one now, if we filter, we will see that we are having 3 different categories. If it is 11, also if it is 13, we will see specialist hospital. If it is 12, you see, let me just zoom it. Sorry, let me just, I'm supposed to have zoom it. So I've just zoomed it so that you can all see what I'm doing. So you see, if it is 13, it's specialist hospital, you see 1300 and 13002. And if it is general hospital is 11, we all know this. And if it is FMC, it is 12, we all know this. So we see we segregated them into 3 different hospital names. So, and I think we are done with this. So the next question says, append the word baby on each newborn, example baby Usman Ibrahim. So now these are the list of names. So any patient that has name, you understand that his ID starts with 11 is a newborn. So any newborn, in any newborn, you just say baby, you just start with baby and append the rest of the name. Okay, so now let's just create the new name. I will say if this. Okay, I will have to put comma. I will have to put my formula left, comma 2. You see the output will give me 11. So I will say if it is 11, you understand? I will just say concatenate. Do you understand? Then I will say baby. Do you understand? Then I will say comma. Then I will put this. Then I will close the bracket. So else, that means if it doesn't start with 11, it should just return the actual name to me. So you see, whenever it started with 11, it will give me baby Hamza Abdullahi baby this, because it's a newborn. But if it starts with 12, maybe if the patient is from FMC or what, it will just give me the real name, you see, without putting the baby. So that is this question. If you answered it like this, you are good to go. You can follow another procedure to answer it depending on what you just choose. But if you answered it perfectly, I will give you your marks as far as the formula you use is within the topic we've discussed. So the next question says, write the initial letter of each patient name. Example, Ahmad Sani Kaura ESK. So these are the list of patients I'm having. So now I want to put the initial letters of each of the patient names. So I think what I will do, I will create more columns. Yeah, I will create more columns. You know, there might be someone with more names, with more than 2 names. So I will just create new columns. Then I will just go to text to column first. We have discussed text to column earlier. So we just go to text to column. Then select text to column, delimited. Then this thing is space. So space differentiated them. And I will just click on finish. So you see, I've successfully created. I don't think there is any value here. Okay, there is one with full name. So I think there is no value here. So there are some with full names. So all I will do now, I will just say concatenate. Then I will start with the first one. I will say left this, comma 1. Then I will close my bracket. Then I will put a space. Then I will say left again, comma, sorry, I will say left, then I will select this, then I will say comma 1, then I will close my bracket, then I will put this space, then I will put comma, then I will say left again, then I will select this, then I will say 1, then I will close my bracket, then I will put comma, then I will select the last one. I will say left also. Then I will select this. I will put comma. Then I will say 1. Then I will close my bracket. So you see, Bello Hamza Asani is showing BHS. Then I will drag the rest. You see, I've just dragged them. So anybody, someone with like 4 names, it will also reflect the 4 names and what have you. So if you've done it like this, you are perfectly okay, and you are good to go. So that is all. If you answered it like this, you have your full marks. Then the next question is saying, write an Excel formula to accurately determine and display the phenotype of each and every patient given their values for the variable ASF. So we have percentage of these 3 variables ASF, where cumulative value is always equals to 100, which is 100%, and the genotype, it should be phenotype. The phenotype should prioritize by displaying the variable with the highest value first, followed by the second highest continuously. For example, a patient is having the values A is equals to 60, S is equals to 30, and the F is equals to 10, the formula should return ASF as the phenotype, not genotype. It's just a type in arrow. It's as phenotype. So additionally, how should the formula handle cases where a variable has a value of 100, such as A is equals to 100, which result is displaying A. So maybe let me go to the data and explain it clearly. You will understand it more accurately. So this is the data. We have we have three variables. We have A, we have S, we have F. Sorry, I think I've freeze the fin. Let me unfreeze the fin. So let me freeze the fin again. Let me freeze it here. Sorry. Good. Okay. So now these are my variables S, F, A. So now if this is equals to 0, any value that is 0, we are not adding it in our list. But it's going, as they said, is prioritize the highest value. So since the F has the highest value, we are going to start with F. You understand the phenotype should look like this. We are going to start with F, then A. Do you understand? Then I will just hit enter. Like for this one now, I'm going to start with F also, then followed by A. Then since S has value, I will put the S. But for this one now that S is fully 100, I will just put the S, ignore the rest. So that is how the formula is working. So now if we are going to answer this, we are going to use a very complex if and statements. So, but before we go further, maybe let me just shift this a little bit so that I will just write our possibilities, the instances we are going to have. We are going to have the instance that is A. We may have A, we may have S as our value, we may have F also as our value, and we may have AS, we may have AF, we may have what again? We may have SA, we may have SF, we may have FA, we may have FS. I think we are done with this. Then the next thing, we may have also ASF, we may have AFS, we may have SFAS, FSA. So what are the possible phenotype we are supposed to have again? We may have SFA, SAF. I think these are the possible instances we are supposed to have. We are supposed to have 15 possible instances. So now let's start with the first one. We are going to say is equals to if, then I will say this is equals to 100. It will just return A, comma, if this, sorry, if this is equals to 100, also will return F. Comma, then we are going to say if this is equals to 100, also we return S, comma. So we are done with this first 3 instances. The next instance is AS. So for the AS, we are going to say if this is greater than this, sorry, we are going to say if and then I open bracket, then I will say this is greater than this, comma, and this is equals to 0. So that means if A is greater than S and F is equals to 0, then we are going to have what? AS. So I will close this bracket, then I will say AS. Then I will say if, then the next instance is AF. So I will say if and this is greater than this, comma, this is equals to 0, then I will close my bracket and say I'm having what? AF. Then the next instance is SA. The next instance is SA. So I will say if this is greater than, if and, okay, if and, then I will say SA. This is greater than this, comma, this is equals to 0, and then I will close it, then I will put comma, then I will say I have what do you call it? SA. Then the next one I will say if, then I will say and. We are done with SA. The next one is SF. So this is my SF. I will say if this is greater than this, comma, this is equals to 0, then I will close my bracket, then I will say I have SF. Then I will say the next instance is FA. If this is greater than, let me put the and, if this is greater than this, comma, then S is equals to 0, then comma, I will have FA. So I will close this bracket, then I will write my value if this is true, which is FA. So the last instance with double characters is fs. So now I will say if and this is greater than this, comma, then this is equals to 0, then I'll close my bracket, then I will say fs, then I'll close my bracket. So we are done with the ones with multiple characters, with double characters. Then we are going to the ones with 3 characters, that is ASF, AFS, and this. So now I will say if and this is greater than this, comma, and this is greater than this, comma, I'll close this bracket, then I will say ASF, then I will close the bracket, then I will say if and this is greater than this, comma, this is greater than this. We are going to say AFS. Then I will close the bracket. Then I will also say if and. Now I will start with F greater than this. We are going for FAS. So greater than this, comma, then this is greater than this. And then I will say comma. Then I will put FAS. Then I will close the bracket. Then I will say if and then I will open the bracket. I'm done now. I'm doing for FSA. So I will say if this is greater than this, comma, then this is greater than this, comma, then I will say FSA. Then I will close the bracket. Then I'll move to the next incidence, which is SFA. SFA. So for SFA now, I will say if and this is greater than this, comma, this is greater than this. and then I will just close my bracket and write SFA. Then I will say again if, which is my last one, if, which one is my last instance after SFA, then SAF. So for SAF, I will say if and SAF, then I will say this is greater than this, comma, and this is greater than this, comma, I will say SAF. Then I will close the bracket, then I will say else I will have empty. Sorry, I've missed one thing here. I didn't close this bracket. Yes, so now yeah, I will just, after this, if and yeah, I've closed this and then I will just, I've missed one parenthesis that I haven't closed inside this if and if and if and if and okay, so you see I haven't closed this if and, so you have to be very careful in closing your if and, if not you will be having a lot of challenges. So you see now I have fixed it, so I will just drag this one. Okay, yeah, so I will just drag. So you see I'm having it like this. Now S is 0, F is greater than A, so that's why I have AF, this one FAS continuously. So this is just a simple template. You see this S is 100. Had it been now, I will change this one to 100 and this one to 0. Let me just change it to 100, this one to 100. So my output now would be F. You see my output is F. So that's how you should do it. If we do it this way, you have your full 1 mark, because this question is the one with the highest mark, is 1 mark entirely, while others have marks less than 1. So the next question is saying value, wage, salary. This one's supposed to be Stephen, not value. So Stephen, wage, salary, release as string column. Convert them to numbers. Example, M in value is million. So simply multiply the row by 1000. So if it is K, it will be 1000. If it is M, it will be 1 million. And if it is neither A nor K, so you just leave the value as the way it is. So that is the next question, which is this. Let me just shift this values a little bit so that I will have more more spaces. let me start with this one. I will do text to column to get rid of this first. So I'll go to text to column. But before I go to text to column, I have to copy this delimiter because this is the one that will separate them. So I will just do it this way. I will just go to text to column. Then I will just say delimited. Then I will select others. Then I'll paste what I've just copied. Yeah, just replace. So you see, I can just simply delete this. Then I will just copy this values back to where they are. So now you see I have this. Let me explain something. Now, if it is K, I will multiply by what? By 1000. As simple as that, I will just multiply by 1000. So you see some values are K, while other values are what? Other values are, what do you call it? Other values are just a number. So if it is just a number, so you cannot multiply by 1000. But if it is a number, you will multiply by 1000. So now how am I going to just extract these values? Because if I am to say left like this, then I will say comma, then I will say 30. Yeah, I will have my 560 here. But if I drag in some places like in some places like 58 now, I will still have K in it. Do you understand? You see, I have K. So if I am to multiply, if I reach this place, it will not multiply because I have K in it, because it is two values, not 30. So I cannot say left, then I will say comma 32. How am I going to extract it? So if I want to extract it, I will say left, then I will say this. You understand? Then I will say comma. Then, so I'm not supposed to use left. Sorry, I'm not supposed to even use left. I will use right. Do you understand? If I say right, then I will say comma. So it will be picking from, let me say left, and then I will say comma. Then I will say len. Do you understand? Len of all this minus 1. I don't know if you understand this formula clearly. I will say left, that is, I will start selecting from this left-hand side. Then I will say length, that is total length of my cell N2. You understand? My N2 now, the length of my N2 is 560. So I will say, the length of my N2 is 4 because it has 4 characters. So I will say length N2 minus 1. Now it will pick only 3 characters out of it. So if it reaches a place where the this thing is 98 or 80 something thousand, which is only 3 characters in general, so it will say len minus 2, which is 30, len minus 1, which is 30 minus 1, and it will give me my output. So you see, even if I go to the place where it is, you see like this one now is 82, but it just pick only the 2 characters. So that's how you will manipulate and get this one. So now the next thing is to extract the, what do you call it, K. If it ends with K, I will multiply by 1000. But if it ends with just a number, I will multiply by I will not multiply by anything. Since we only have 2 options, it's either a number or a K. So if it is K, I will multiply by 1000. If it is just an ordinary number, I will multiply. I will not multiply by anything. So now inside this, my left, I will just say if, you understand, then I will say right, then I'll click on this, then I will say comma, then I will say 1, then I close my bracket, then I will say is equals to K. So if this is equals to K, I will just extract my values, which is 560 then I will just extract it here. I will say multiply by 1000, then I will close it. So you see, if I do it like this, I will have my 560,000 like this. Yes, so I will drag to the last. Sorry, so if that's if it is key. If it is not key, you understand, if the value is not key, it should just return the actual value to me. So you see, so if it is not key, it should just return the actual value to me. So if you check it clearly, anywhere we have 550, 500 like this, it just give me the 500, not multiplying by anything. So that is it for this one. If you do it like this, for the first one, you pass it, then you just go to the next one, which is let me just change the format so that it will be readable for us like this. Now, if you do it like this, you converted it successfully, then let us just move to the next one. And this column, let me just do text to column again. But before I do text to column, let me copy the delimited, then I will hit enter, then I will go to data and do my text to column. Then what is going to be my delimited? This is going to be my delimited again. So I will just click on finish. So you see, I can just simply delete this ones. Yeah, I would just delete this ones. Then I will copy it also, then I'll paste it here. I will just get rid of this. So let's see if we have only one. So you see, for this one, we are going to have different challenges. We have K, we have M, and we have just ordinary numbers that doesn't have K, doesn't have M, and the series is not the same thing. Some places are 0. So some places are 0. You see, like this one now is 0. So now what we are going to do is just to say, now if we want to extract, we all know how to extract our real values without this what do you call it, this M. So I will just say left, then I will click on this, then I will say comma, then I will take my len, then I will click on this, then I will say -1. So I will hit enter. So you see, it will just give me my 105. And if I go to the next one, it will give me my 63. You see, it gave me my 63. If I come to this, you see, it's changing dynamically the value of this this thing that I will put. Because if I said, let me explain it more clearly in details here. If I said, now I want to extract this 103.5, I will count 5 letters or 5 characters. 1030.5 is 5 characters. Now I want to get rid of the M. So if I say I will just write 5,5 like this, I will have my 105 quite all right here. But if I go to the next one like this, now you see I have what? M inside. You see, if I go to the next one also, I will have M inside. You see, so now I want to have this 5 dynamically. How am I going to have it dynamically? I will say the total length of the value P2, you understand, -1. So if I say total length -1, if it is 5 characters, it will just say 5 - 1 and give me my 4. If it is 6 characters, it will say 6 - 1 and give me my 5. If it is 3 characters like this 63M, it will just say 3 - 2 and give me my actual value. So now that's why I will have to use formula again here. I will say len, then I will just select this one, then I will close my bracket, then I will say -1, then I will hit enter. So you see, I will have my 1035.5 here, I will have my 63 here. To the last item, if I click to the last one, it will give me my values dynamically. So now after having done this, the next thing is to check if this is M, it will multiply by 1 million. And if it is K, it will multiply by 1000. If it is neither M nor K, it will just return the actual value. So now how are we going to extract this M or K? So if I want to extract this M or I want to extract the K, all I will do is just to say write. Then I will select this. Then I will say comma, then I will say 1. So everybody knows that this value will give me M if it is M at the if it is the M that is at the what do you call it, last character, and if it is K, it will just give me K. So now after having write this formula, or before writing the formula, first I will have to say if. You understand? If I said if, then I will say write, then I will write the formula. I will say this, then I will say comma, then I will say 1, then I will close it, then I will say is equals to M. So if this is equals to M, I will just multiply by what? 1 million. So then I will just say comma and say if. Again, I will say write, then I will select this comma 1. If this is equals to K, then I will just say left, then I will say P2 comma len P2, close it, then I will say -1. Understand? Then I will close it, then I will multiply by 1000 since it is K. So I will say else it should just return my P2. So that means if it is 0, it should just return my P2. Let me just change this to so that it should just look like more. So you see I'm having 103,500,000. So I will just deduct to the last and it will just keep giving me my values. So anywhere that is 0 like this one now, you see I will just have 0 anywhere that is K. Let me just check anywhere with K. You see it will multiply by, what do you call it, like this one, it will just say 150,000. Let me unselect all. Let me unselect all and select any place I see with K. Please let me check any place with K. Like this one is 130K, so I'm supposed to have 130,000. You see I'm having 130,000 like this. So I'm done with this. Then I will just go and select the last one and do the same procedure also. So you see this one also is bunch of what do you call it, K and M. So all I will do now, I will just do the text to column first. Let me just do the text to column. Yeah, let me replace it. So after having done the text to column, I will delete this. Then I will just come to this and paste this. Then I will delete this. So now all I will do is just to copy this formula and paste it here. I told you earlier that Excel is very smart. So once I copied the formula and pasted it, it will just give me the same thing. You see, so I'm done with this. So far, let me just copy this. So you see, I'm done with this also. So let's just move to the next question that says create an enumerator's name. So vividly in summary, what this question is saying. Sorry, let me just freeze my pen so that we'll just be at the same page. Let me just freeze my pen again. So this question is saying, if I have 001 here 002, 003, 001, 0, so this one are enumerators name. You understand? These are the IDs of the enumerators. So now the question is saying any ID that has, I should use the patient ID to extract the enumerators ID and match them with what do you call it, enumerators name under each enumerator. That is what basically the question is saying. You see, it's saying will be the enumerators ID, then return the name of enumerator with the ID under the enumerator's name column. Take note. So now we have the list like this. Now I will just create a new column and name it as enumerators name. Do you understand? So now it will just be giving me names. Let me just do it. If I do it, you will understand it more clearly. Now I will use this ID, this patient ID. If it is 001, I will just check my 001 here and return it. Then I will match it with this. If the ID is 002, I will just do it continuously. So now I will just, let me just start doing it bit by bit. I will say, I will use mid formula first to extract my enumerators ID. I will just say this is my text, then comma, then I want only what do you call it, I want it to start from 4, then I will say I need only 3 characters. You see, it just gave me 001. So it means the first enumerator is 001, the second enumerator is 003, 002, 00. So these are the list of enumerators. So if this enumerator is 001, it will automatically keep Ahmad signing order. If the enumerator is 002, it will keep Saudat signing order. If it is 004, continuously up to the last one, which is 00010, which is Mukhtar Shehu Magawata. So now it will just match the name of enumerator and what do you call it, enumerator ID inside the. So by that we are going to know that so enumerators collected patient sample. So now we are going to start. We just it automatically extracted the each enumerator's ID under each patient. You see, like this one now is 002 that collected his blood sample. So continuously. Now let us just go to the first. Now I will just say if this is equals to 001 is available here, I will just say this, then I will just say it should return this. You understand? Then I will just say comma, if mid b 2 comma 4 comma, okay, 4 comma 3, then I will close it. Then I will say if it is equals to this, please return this. Do you understand? Then I will close this. Okay, I don't have to close it. So now, since I'm repeatedly using this mid is equals to this, let me just copy it. Oh, let me just copy this. that I'm repeatedly using. Good. So now I will just say 5 here, 5 here. And then I will go to the next one also. I will just say 6 here, 6 here. Then I will just go to the next one also. I will replace this with 7, 7. These are the list of names. I'm just picking the enumerators. Then I will go to the next one also. I will say 8, 8. And then I will go to the next one and say 9, 9. Then I will go to the next one and say 10. You see, for this address, I'm referring to this address. So then I will go to the next one and say 11, right? Yeah, 11. And then I will go to the next one and say 12. So it should be among this. If all these are not true, I will just say it should just return empty. So you see, it's saying Ahmad Sani Kaura as enumerator's name here. Okay, so there must be an issue along the line. Okay, so I'm supposed to lock the cells. I'm supposed to lock the cells. These ones, I'm supposed to lock them up. I'm supposed to lock them up here also. I will have to lock the cells. I will have to lock the cells. And I will have to lock the cells. Good. So now you see it's just picking the names of enumerators. But another thing, it is saying return the enumerator. It will be return the ID, then return the name of the enumerator with the ID under the enumerator's name column. So it's supposed to return the name and the ID of each enumerator, not only the name. So now all I will do is just to concat the name. I will just say AB3. This is the short form of concatenation. Then I will concat like this. Let me just copy this one. So it will just concat the name. If this AB is equal to this, it will concat AB4. So the next one is AB5. Then the next one is AB6. Then the next one is AB7. Then the next one is AB8. The next one so the next one is AB10. This one is AB9. Yes. Yeah, it's AB9. What I don't have to look this. This is so this one is AB11. I'm gonna catch this. So AB11. Then the last one is AB12. So now I've done it this way. I just missed something. I'll just, yeah, I'll have to put this $sign. I'll put the $sign here also. And I will remove this $sign. I will remove this $sign. Then I will remove this $sign. Remove this $sign. So you see, it gave me 001. And it will give me an enumerator's name and his ID. You see, it will just give me any enumerator's name and his ID wherever I wrote, and it's picking it from the patient ID automatically. So if you have answered this question like this, you got your full mark. And this is the last question. So if you answered all these questions correctly, you will have your full marks. So thank you very much for listening, and have a wonderful night.